And the last one, the most mind-blowing one for me in the beginning, is how to... Hello, ich bin die Genesia, or you can call me Jen or Gene, and in this video I am going to share with you the 11 things that you need to know for your first stay in Germany. I have been living in Germany for around 2 years now. I've studied here, I'm working here. So if you're planning to go to Germany or you're just generally interested in how things are here, this video is for you. Number 11. Always have a ticket when boarding public transportation. For trains, there aren't like ticket controls where you can tap a card or scan your ticket before boarding the train. No, you just go in the train. After you sit down, maybe in the middle of the journey, there will be like the ticket control person coming asking for your ticket. And when you don't have a valid ticket, well, it's considered Schwarzfahren, which will cost you 60 euros. So always have a ticket when you board. Now for buses, it's a little different because when you board, you go from like the front door and you show your ticket to the bus driver, or you can buy it with the bus driver as well. Number 10, public toilets. You can find public toilets in every Bahnhof, or also in some public spaces there are like Dixie boxes. Normally you would pay 50 cents or €1 for it. Now, the automatic machine don't normally accept notes bigger than like 20 euros, so make sure you have like coins and small notes. Some public showers are also available, might be useful if you're going like backpacking or traveling. Some public toilets are also completely free, but may not be really well maintained. In cities, you can also go to some restaurants and they also have paid toilets there, but it's not with the machine. Normally, there's just like someone outside the toilet with like a small plate for tips, but it's just common courtesy that if you would just, pay like 50 cents or €1 for it. There are toilets in the trains, but I think a lot of the times they're under maintenance, so I wouldn't really bet on it, and they're not really clean. There was this one time that I really needed to pee, but I didn't want to pay for the one in the Bahnhof, so I'm like, I'll just pee on the train. And then I got on the train. It was, I think, a smaller train with only like 2 toilets. Yeah, both are under maintenance, so I kind of had to hold my pee for the next 2 hours till the next transit, so yeah. Number 9, tap water is drinkable in homes. But remember, you should only drink cold tap water because the warm ones have like certain chemicals that makes it not really good for you to drink. In public, for example, like public toilets, it's not advisable to drink the tap water. You can ask if someone's there, like if it's drinkable, but most times just no. Number 8, still with the topic of water, beware of Sprudelwasser. What is that? It's sparkling water. If you buy bottled water in like a vending machine or in a supermarket, beware. You have to look for the word Stillwasser, because then you know it's really just normal water without the blub. Even if it says mineral Wasser, it still can be sparkling water, especially when it says medium on it. That's like the strength of the sparkliness. The first time I bought water in a vending machine, I bought mineral Wasser thinking it's normal water, and then I open it. You know that feeling. You'll know it if you've made this mistake before. So remember, Stillwasser if you don't want the blub. Number 7. Supermarkets. Now, there are 3 main things that I will talk about. Number 1, you need a 50 cent or €1 coin for taking the trolley. I think this just kind of ensures that people actually return their trolley after they use it because you want your coin back. Number 2, you should put your own shopping in the belt in the cashier, and the cashier will just scan your items and just push it to the next side. The thing is, they do this extremely quickly. They just scan and push, scan and push. So if you don't take the scanned items quickly and put it in your trolley, then it's just gonna pile up, and then like the cashier is just gonna look at you like, why are you so slow? So be ready, just push your cart forward and start like putting in the items to your trolley once the cashier has scanned them. Normally, I don't have enough time to directly put the items into my shopping bag, so I pay first and then I push my cart to this like loading dock. I don't know, it's not a loading dock, it's just like a table where you can calmly pack your stuff into your shopping bag without anyone like staring at you. The third thing is you have to bring your own shopping bag. There's no plastic bags in supermarkets in Germany. They do sell paper bags at the cashier in case you forget to bring your shopping bag. And bonus tip for supermarkets, they all close on Sundays and public holidays. So make sure you know when the holidays are, because yeah, you can't go grocery shopping on those days. And also most shops are also closed on Sundays, but restaurants are still open. Number 6, SIM cards. There are two main options that you can do to get a SIM card. Number 1, you go to any supermarket. Normally they have like this section for like gift cards, and they also sell SIM cards there. The thing is, if you buy it in the supermarket, you have to activate the number by yourself. It depends on the provider, but normally it's like online verification where you scan your ID or passport and then like you have a video call with the person. At least that's what happened with Vodafone when I activated mine last year. But at that time, there was an error reading my Indonesian passport, so I just had my German friend activate it with his ID. So currently my card is under his name, but yeah, it's probably different now or with other providers. And the second option is to go to the actual provider shop. You can just go there, buy the SIM card and activate it right there with the shop steward. And you can also directly activate like your internet package, and you have the person to ask. But you can also activate the internet package through the provider app, which you're gonna do in the next months anyway. I did this when I first came here in February 2019. I just went to the O2 shop. Mini intermezzo, if this video has been useful to you so far, please make sure to give it a like. That would help me out so much and lets me know that you guys enjoy this kind of content. Yay, thank you. Okay, moving on. Number 5. Most Germans don't like speaking English. This is just from my experience. Most of them do understand it because they learn English in school, especially the younger generation. But it also depends where you are. If you're in a bigger city, then they are more likely to be able to speak better English, especially in like shops and restaurants and passerbys. But if you're in a smaller city, then yeah, not so much. So make sure to practice your German because it's super beneficial. Like, true story, I was in this restaurant in Köln and then I started ordering in German with my broken beginner German, and the waiter immediately turned from cold stranger to long lost uncle. True story. So practice your German. Number 4, still with the German language, if you want to speak better German, then you have to expose yourself to as much German as possible. Get German friends who won't speak English to you. Watch German TV shows and movies. Listen to German music. There is a lot of media for that now online. And if you would like some of my recommendations of German movies and music, I have a video about that. Click here or in the description box below. Numero 3. Number 3, if you're a student, then you probably get the student Semesterticket, which grants you free transport in the entire Bundesland that your campus is in. For example, I am a student in a Fachhochschule in Hagen, which is in the Bundesland of Nordrhein-Westfalen or NRW. Then I get to use my Semesterticket to go on all trains and buses and S-Bahns and U-Bahns all over NRW for free. Except for the IC and ICE fast trains. But other than that, you can still basically go anywhere with all the other modes of transport. Your student card is also very useful in giving you discounts when you go to museums or other tourist attractions. It's not always the case, but it is good practice for you to always ask if there is a student price, because there normally is. Number 2. Paying in restaurants. Now this is completely different from what I'm used to in Indonesia. So most times one waiter is assigned to your table for ordering the food, serving the food, and for paying the bill. When you want to pay the bill, you call up the waiter and he will ask you if you want to pay zusammen oder getrennt, if you want to pay together with your friends or have split bill. And split bill is very common in Germany. You don't have to feel bad or feel like you're giving them more of a hassle because it's totally normal. For example, you say, okay, I'll take the split bill. He will go, get your bill, and also normally this like fanny pack or like money pouch, and you tell him like what you order. For example, I ordered this food and this drink. He will tell you the amount. And this is where the tip comes in. For example, your food total is 13 euros and 50 cents. And then you say, okay, just make it 15 euros. And then they'll be like, Dankeschön. And then you pay them, for example, 20 euros in cash, and then they will return you 5. So that's where the tipping is. You tell them how much you want to be charged. It's also the same case when you're paying with debit card. You're paying the amount that you say you want to get charged. I think there are also rare cases where the card can't accept tips. So when you pay by card, you pay the exact amount, but then you leave tips on the table or give it to the waiter directly. I think it's very rare for you to leave any money on the table. There are also some cases where you have to pay at the cashier, but the same thing applies. You tell them how much you want to get charged. Bonus tip! If you're drinking beer from a glass and your glass is almost empty and you don't want a refill, make sure you put the coaster on top of the drink, otherwise they will just directly refill your beer without asking you. And no, it is not a free refill. They will just add the tally to your coaster. And the last one, number 1, the most mind-blowing one for me in the beginning, is how to open the window. Because there is the middle knob where you open very normally, and then there is a second knob to the top, and it opens like this, and you're just like, what? That is genius. Why don't we have that in other countries, you know? Like, true story, I almost broke the window in my first Wohnung because I didn't know how to open it. Like, I was kind of forcing it to open sideways when the setting was like not in the... Yeah. So now you know and you won't make the same mistake. And also, Germans love to let in fresh air. Okay, they even have a word for it, luften, because they're like, oh, bad air in here, we need fresh air from the outside, even in the winter. Another true story, first day of class, it was winter. We were all still in our winter jackets inside the class, nearing the heaters, and all the windows were closed, and it's like, okay, finally we can get a little bit warmer. And then the professor comes in, hello! It's like, oh, schlechte Luft here. And he just opens the windows, and we're just like, oh my god, we are freezing again. But yeah, happens as well in my office, happens as well in my friend's house, so it is a German thing. Yeah. So those are my top 11 tips for your first stay in Germany. If there are certain topics that you want me to cover more in depth, please do leave a comment below and I'll try my best to cover them in my next videos. Also, danke sehr, mach's gut und tschüssis!